Hey everybody, it's Bridget from Purcell Strong Life, and I'm here to share with you a bodyweight / minimal equipment workout, okay? If you are strapped on time, strapped on space, strapped on equipment, then this one is for you, okay? So we have 8 exercises, and you can either do it in a rep and set format, or you can do it an interval time set or time limit. So I usually stick to intervals just so that I know if I start this 8 exercise this 8 exercise workout, then I know how long it's going to take me. But if you're looking for just some quick and easy, I don't have a timer with me and I know the exercises in my head, I can just do them, bam bam bam, then that's for you too. So all right, let me share the exercises with you and give you like a starting point for where to start with your reps, and if you want to do it multiple times through or just one time through, that's mostly up to you. So I'll start with that, and then if you want to do it with me in an interval time set, a time frame, then you can continue this video with me, or if you just want to do the reps, then you can, exit out of this video and then just go do your own thing. Okay? So what we are doing first wall push-ups. So that can be on a wall or it can be on any surface that's not the floor. Okay? So I'll show you. This is an ottoman that I was just sitting on. So what I'll do is I'll walk my feet back. Okay? Keep that nice body alignment, which means I'll come over here to the side to my couch. What that means is like a straight body line from your head to your toes. Okay, so you can do this on like a table, you can do it on a wall, you just can't really see my wall, or if you move some things around, this sort of wall, and you just do a push-up that way. So what are some things that you need to look for in this push-up? So you want to keep that core engaged. You're going to hear me say that a lot and get really annoyed at me saying that, but that'll just help your lower back not get stretched out and do too much of the work. So if you keep that core engaged, then it'll keep your body in alignment and help with that injury prevention. Okay, so those wall push-ups. So all you're doing is you're slowly lowering yourself down or closer to whatever surface your hands are on. Slowly lower down and then push back up. What you want is you want your butt to not sag, and you want to try not to hike up that butt either. Okay, if you're feeling like it's too much for your abs, you can always hike that butt up a little bit just to take the pressure off the abs. So just play around with that. Play around with the different surfaces that you have. Wall push-up, table or ottoman push-up, or even the wall or the floor push-ups. So just trying to make this accessible to everyone, because you may have had abdominal surgery, or you had an ab separation, or there's just a lot of things that can go on with your core. So want to make this accessible to everyone. So when you're doing that push-up as well, this kind of push-up, I like to keep my elbows going back instead of flaring out. It's a nice push-up to keep straight in line. Okay, so straighten down, and also when you go straight back with those elbows instead of out wide, you're engaging a lot of those triceps too. Okay, so that's exercise 1. That was a long one. Exercise 2 is your squat. So just your basic body weight squat. Feet are shoulder width, hip width apart, and you're basically just trying to sit back into that chair. So you might have heard that a lot. Sit back in that chair. What does that mean? Well, you want to be able to lift up your toes eventually. So you want the weight in the back of those heels. Okay, that gives you a lot of stability, and it activates your glutes and your hamstrings more correctly. Okay, and you want those knees to track over those toes. You don't want them to flare out, and you don't want them to knock in the middle. You just want everything nice and straight ahead. Okay, all right, so this next one If you have like a book or some weight, you can use some weight. If you don't have anything and you drink gallons of milks, you can always rinse out an old thing of milk and fill it with water, or if you use distilled water a lot for humidifiers or whatnot, then you can use one of your jugs while you're waiting to use it. So the way that I like to do it, I'll show you while sitting down because it's hard to see me standing up. We're going to do our tricep extension. So what that looks like is hoist the, let's do this right, hoist the jug overhead, okay, straight up, and then slowly lower down. All right. So if you have a water jug and it's a gallon, it's going to be a little bit over 8 pounds. So just know that for your reference. So you're just lowering it down and bringing it back up. From the front view, what that looks like is your elbows are in tight and you're just lowering down and bringing it back up. You're getting that tricep, okay? Try to not bow your back, but bring in that core, belly button to spine. Try to pull that in, and that'll help you from bowing out that back. All right? All right. What's next? Bent over rows. So if you have one jug or 2 jugs, you can either do it both at the same time or one at a time. All right? So you can kind of get a like a runner stance or a lunge stance. Bend over, and you want that nice straight back. Okay? So we're bringing those jugs up to our chest and then lowering them down. All right? Those elbows are tracking nice to our sides. And if you see it from the front view, our arms aren't coming out here, right? We're not doing this hokey pokey thing. We're bringing those elbows nice and straight next to our bodies. All right, that's to engage those. We're trying to get our upper body on our back, so that will help with that. Okay, the next 4 exercises are going to be on the floor, and you won't need any more of those jugs. All right. Next one is your side plank, right and left. I guess this is starting with my left, but you can do. You can start with your knees, see how that goes, and you can always go full extension with your hand extended all the way out, or if your wrist bothers you, you can always come down on that elbow. All right. Sometimes, well, most time when you're lower to the floor, you get more activation in those obliques or your core than if you're higher up. But higher up requires more upper body strength too. So they're good in both in different instances. Okay. So what you're doing, straight body line, your hip is not sagging and you're not overextending your hip either. Just a nice alignment, okay? And then you're just holding for, if you're doing this in the reps, try to do it for 30 seconds. See how that feels, and then you can always bump that up for when you get stronger, okay? And then if you get more strong and you're feeling like, you know, I want to try it on my feet, you can go back down in time and see how you can do on your feet with a side plank, and then just build up like that too, okay? So when you progress, you always want to regress some time to build back up, all right? Okay, so your left side and then your right side on those planks. Then we have glute bridges, which is basically you're just on your back, your feet are next to your butt as close as possible, and your knees are together. And you're basically just thrusting those hips up towards the sky and then relaxing. Up towards the sky. Can't really see me, can you? Okay, try again. Up towards the sky and then relax. Up towards and then relax. When you're up towards that sky, really squeeze in those glutes, squeeze in those butt cheeks, and that will help activate them as much as possible. And then when you're up and that full extension of your bridge, if you want to hold that for just 1 second, that'll help just increase that load to the glutes and get more muscle activation, helps you get stronger and such. And then the last one is the dead bug. All right, so this is a nice and safe abdominal exercise. What you will do is you will bring your knees into like a 90-degree angle, and then you'll bring your arms up as well. I think you can see me. Okay. And so what we're going to start with is we're going to start touching one toe on the ground and then bringing it back up to start. The other toe tapping and then back up. Once you get this going, okay, then you can add arms. So during this, you're not holding your breath, okay? You are activating those transverse abdominis, those deep core muscles, okay? And you're activating them while you are trying to bring that belly button to that spine, like you're trying to fit into a skinny pair of jeans, something like that. But you're not holding your breath. You're able to breathe through it, okay? So if you want to advance this, after you figure out this toe tapping thing, okay, and you're bracing that core, you bring in those arms, and your left leg goes down, and then your right arm goes back. Your right leg, and then your left arm. It's hard to talk it out, but if you just try to do the opposite, that will work, okay? And then the trick is to try to keep whatever's not moving, because those tend to want to go inside to help balance out your body. Okay, so that was a long talk. Whew, almost fell off. So that was a long talk. So what do you need? You need your body. You need maybe a wall or a table. And then if you want some weights, you can get some jugs, or if you have weights laying around, or if you have textbooks because you're a big nerd, that also works. Like those if you get your textbook, maybe one or two, or maybe your thickest textbook you got, you hold it and you do your tricep dips, yeah, or your tricep extensions. That's good too. Okay. Or if you get your toddler, maybe they're a good weight. That probably wouldn't last too long, would it? Okay, so if you just want to do reps, you can come off of here, exit out, go do them. What I would do is 8 reps of each. See how that goes. See if you're crunched on time. See if you can get that in. If you can and you feel like you have a little bit extra time, maybe try to go through it a second time. 8 reps each. For the side planks, I would do 20 to 30 seconds. See how that is, and then up it if you're feeling like that's too easy, or extend out to your feet. Okay? Okay. Now remember, do a warm-up. So what does that mean? A warm-up means dancing to your favorite song for that 3.5 minutes or something. It means trying to warm up that body. Maybe try to do some chest openers, some back openers. Maybe try to reach toward that sky a little bit. Maybe try to kick your feet up and back, side to side. Just trying to warm up that body, get it ready to do some work, okay? It might be chasing your kid around the kitchen table. That also works. And then a cool down. Cool down, just stretch it out. What does that mean? Stretch out your arms and your lower body. Stretch out your chest and your back. And then try to stretch out those sides because you're doing those side planks, okay? I can do a stretch video or a warm-up video later, but I just want to get this out there. And make sure you stretch so that the blood doesn't pull in your extremities and doesn't get back up to that heart. You want to slow, you're at a high intensity of this workout, and then you come back down to nothing. Then the blood that's pumping through your body really quickly, it's going to pull in those extremities, and you're not giving it that energy to go back up to the heart. Okay, so if you want to do the workout with me, you could just continue watching. Okay, all right, let's get going. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be 8 minutes long, and I'm just going to go through each of the exercises. I'm going to do 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. During that rest, if you want to put in some cardio, if you want to like run in place or do some jumping jacks or walking jacks, that is totally fine too. If that 20 seconds, you need all of that to get to that next station or that next exercise, that's what it's for, okay? The cardio is just an added bonus if you want it, okay? Ah! All right, get your jugs or whatever, and let's get started. I'm gonna set my timer. You might want to get your water ready. We got 5 seconds. All right, wall push-ups. Get into that nice, get that nice alignment. That core is engaged. You have that nice foot distance, that hip distance for your feet. Nice spacing for that. And then we're just trying to get into that rhythm of those push-ups, all right? So if you can just do one and you need to take a break, roll out those wrists and come back, that is totally fine. Almost there. We got 5 seconds. Woo! All right, 20 seconds. You can shake it out, get a little running in. If you're doing like a step challenge or something, you might want to get those steps in. But our next exercise is going to be squats, okay? All right, get ready. Feet hip distance apart. And we're just sitting back in that chair. Knees are not going over our toes, but they're tracking in the direction of our toes, all right? Our toes are pointed straight ahead, all right? We don't want those knees knocking or bowing out. I hope you're having a good day today. Sometimes life throws you curveballs and you get angry or you get upset, but this is your time. It's your time just to knock it out and do what you need to do for your body. All right, so I'm just gonna do some walking jacks in between. All right, so we have that tricep extension next, all right? So where those milk jugs are, or that textbook is. All right, 3 seconds. Get that over top of your head. Get situated. I'm not trying to just ignore the time. All right. Keep breathing. Keep that back flat and straight. Try not to bow it by keeping that core engaged. Making sure we're breathing. Good job. You are almost there. 3 seconds, 2, and 1. All right. The next one is that bent over row. All right. If you have one milk jug, you're gonna do it from one cycle, and then maybe rewind, and then do the other side. If you have 2 jugs, you can do them both at the same time. All right. So we're gonna bend over, flat back, elbows scraping the sides of our bodies, or just grazing. Scraping's kind of a little gruesome. Okay, you're doing great. If the stance is bothering you, you can always bring your feet together. Or you can always change it up. All right, I change mine up. I don't know if it's because I get sore, probably not, just probably because I get bored and I need to move my feet around, if you feel me. I need to keep moving just so I don't think, okay, how much longer do I have? All right, so next we're gonna be on the floor. So side plank. Gonna be on our knees. We're gonna have a straight body line, all right? I'm gonna try on my elbow, okay? So that elbow is right underneath that shoulder, and that shoulder is stacked on top of the bottom shoulder, all right? Let me give you a nice front view. So I'm trying to engage those obliques, trying to lift me up. If you start shaking, that's fine, that's perfectly normal. Just trying to squeeze those abs. Even squeezing the glutes help you stay up too. 3 seconds, almost there. You got it. All right, other side. You ready? So what you decide to do on one side, I would recommend doing the same thing. All right? Unless you start with your hands and your wrists just start to give out and go down. All right? But I would rather you be consistent from one side to the other, just so that you don't create any imbalances. All right? All right. How you doing? How you breathing? I'm trying to keep that straight body line. It's easy to hike up those hips, isn't it? It is so easy. Or it's so easy to let that sag. You got it. You're almost there. 8 seconds. All right? You got this. You got it. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now let's get that glute. There are multiple glutes, but you know what I mean. Let's get that glute bridge. So, get those feet close to that rump of yours. And then thrust those hips forward. Try to get situated. And then just lower down and then go back up. And then if you want to just hold this for a second, give it an extra squeeze. It'll just help activate it even more. All right? And if this is not something you want to do in public, that is fine. You can do it in the seclusion of your home, the privacy of your home. That is totally fine. It's not the most attractive, but it does work. That's the beauty of it. It really isolates those glutes and those hamstrings too. All right. So last one, okay? For those busy people out there, I am right there with you. Who has time for hour-long workouts? I never do. All right, dead bug. And I bet you understand the meaning of the name, right? You see those dead bugs in your house, and they're upside down, or the turtles when they can't get up. All right, if you got your foot tapping, if you got that straight, then you can add in those arms. Okay? Just try to keep everything else from moving too. If you feel your back starting to inch up, then you're reaching your arms and your feet too far. All right? If just going halfway keeps your back on the ground, then that's where I want you. All right? And then we'll work our way up from there. All right, you did it. What did you think? Short and simple? Just what you need, right? All right. I know this is a long video, but I just wanted to give you the different ways that you could do this workout, okay? You could do it rep way, or you could do it the timed way. And if you don't have time for the timed way, you can always do the reps whenever you have time. You can do your wall push-ups at one point. You can do your squats at another point. You can do your glute bridges and your side planks at another point. It doesn't all have to be done at the same time, and that's the good thing with the rep way to do it. And even the timed interval way, you can always break that up too. So, all right, how do you feel? You feel like you can go conquer this, or you feel like you just conquered it? Depending on what you did, you should just feel proud that you watched it and that you're pouring into yourself some self-love, and you're giving back to yourself what you need. Okay? So, you got this. You can do it. High five. See you later.